Hello friends, welcome to the channel. My name is Harshal Kore. So today we are going to start a new chapter of geography and the last fourth chapter of geography means last chapter that named Lifelines of National Economy. So before going to start, from myself to your whole family and to you, happy Diwali. So let's start the video. Come with me. Start the session. So today the world has been converted into a large village. We know that world is very communicated, very talented, and now the whole world has become means has imagined it like a large village. Transport, communication, trade are complementary to each other. Yes, complementary means together, or that we can say related. Means transport is related to trade, trade is related to communication, both communication and trade is related to transport, etc. This we can say that whole has been converted into large village. Now these are contributing to the India's socio-economic progress by linking India with world. Yes, means all this transport, communication and trade are complementary to each other. These are contributing to India's socio-economic progress by linking India's world. So by this, these three lines are very important to teach you this lesson that named Lifelines of India or Lifelines of National Economy. So let's start now. The movement of goods, services from their supply locations to demand locations necessities to the need for transport. Yes, means the lifelines or that we can say that are the movement of goods or services from supply locations means when they are produced there to demand locations means when they are needed or when they are necessary to use. So this is need to for transport means in factories it is making the goods and services, and by factories it is transported to houses or schools or hospitals. So how can they transport? There is some medium that we can say roadway or railway or shipway or anything. By that one supply location to another demand location that we can move the goods or move the services. So this is why it called all the transport system called lifelines of national economy. Are you getting it? Yes. Movement of these goods and services can be over three important demands of our earth: land, water, air. Yes, means movement of these goods means services that can be moved by three domains that are in earth. That first is land domain, water domain and air domain. Are you getting it? Let's come with me. Now this is the means of transport: land, water, air, land. There are three types of land, three means of transport of land, that are roadway, railways, pipelines and water, inland waterways, overseas waterways. There are also air types that are domestic airways or international airways, and there are also type of domestic airways that are public undertaking and private airlines. So in this video, in part 1 of Lifelines of National Economy, we are going to start only the means of transport of land, that are roadways, railways, pipelines. So let's start. Let's start with the first mean of land transport, that is roadways. Means the ways where the road can travel. So first is India has about 56 lakh kilometer of roads, means 2.3 million kilometer square meter or 56 lakh kilometer of roads. In India there are total 56 lakh kilometer roads, all of the roads in all states. Then when we total it, it comes 56 lakh kilometer or 2.3 million kilometer square. Roadways have preceded railways. Yes, means roadways are compared with railways. What are the advantages of roadways and what are the disadvantages of roadways according to railways? They can build and maintain easily compared to railways. Yes, means you know that railways are very expensive and that need a track like shape, but roadways are very easy to set up and that is cheap for normal people and can build and can maintain easily because the roads can easily clean, road can easily make, but railways are difficult to set up. These are the prediction of roadways with compared to railways. So let's move ahead. Growing importance of roadways. Now the importance of roadway is construction cost of roads is much lower than that of railways. Yes, roads are cheap than railways. Can be built in uneven surface like hills and mountain. Yes, means in mountain areas or in hill area, valley areas, road can built, but railway is impossible. It's very difficult. How can we build like a complex structure? So roads can build easily. This is the importance. Second is economically in transportation. Yes, it is very economical, means it is cheap and also in profitable. Provide door to doorstep. Yes, there is a house, road can provide door to doorstep any services, any goods, but railways can't because railways is a very difficult structure. Links other modes of transport like railway station, air, seaports. Yes, this is the most important, that is, as if here is sea and here is railway station or railway track, and here the passengers come from railway. Now they want to go from sea, but how can do? There is very large distance, so the road is linked from sea to railway, means here is railway and here is sea, so roads are linked to sea and railways. By that means a passenger wants to go sea from railway, how can he go? So there is a simple link that named roads. So this is the ports of links of modes of transport like railway station to air or to seaports or seaports to air. This is the growing importance of roadways. Now there are this is the one type of roadways, that is this. Now there are national highways. National highways is vast link extreme part of country. Yes, you know that simple highways that are located in villages, cities, but what are national highways that are link extreme part of country? Means you know that national highway a big highway that start from a one state and end from a last state of any country, that is known as national highway, and all come in government, all come in public sector, this national highways. First is primary road systems. Yes, this is very primary, means come in primary sector. Constructed and maintained by Central Public Works Department. Central Public Work Department means Central Public Work Department means public means government, central means in Delhi or in Mumbai. So it is always constructed or always controlled by only government head, not by only government lower states. Only the railway or national highways are only controlled by the government head or the head of any public sector, etc. Yes, examples are NH1, NH2, NH7. These are the examples of national highways. Now the third and fourth parts are state highways, district highways. Link state capitals with its district headquarters. Yes, I told that what are state highways means they link the capitals with its district. If there is a state named Maharashtra, it links the district to another district, one district to third district or 10th district, or from one district to the head of the headquarter. So these are the examples of state highways. Are State Public Works Department. In national highways, it is Central Public Work Department. In state, it is State Public Work Department. District road linked district headquarters with other places of district. This is also in district. There are many villages, cities. It link one city to one village or one city to one city, vice versa, etc. For example, and it is maintained by Jilla Parishad. National highways, State Public Works Department. State highways, State Public Work Department. National highways, Central Public Work Department. And district roads by Jilla Parishad. Now let's move to ahead. For example, Maharashtra SH 151. So let's move ahead. Now there are other roads and border roads. Now these are the border roads that are BRO, Border Roads Organization, constructs and maintain roads in border areas of country. If a country have many borders, so there is a BRO, a Border Road Organization, that maintain all the border roads of a national country. And the other roads link rural areas and village with towns. Yes, means in villages there are only other roads not maintained, constructed under Pradhan Mantri Gramin Sadak Yojana. Yes, this is invented by what Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi invented, the Pradhan Mantri Gramin Sadak Yojana, PMGSY, in many rural areas. Now for example, this is given like that. It is a symbol of BRO, Border Roads Organization. Now let's move ahead on basis of material used. Now there are two types or there are many types of roads that on basis of material used. There are two types, that are metal roads and unmetal or unpaved roads. Metal roads, what are they? They are made up of cement, concrete, or even bitumen of coal. Means if there is a coal by bitumen, or in Marathi or Hindi we can say dambar. So by that our roads are made. This is a metal roads, or the weather roads. This is the natural roads. Now what are unmetal roads? Unmetal roads are made up of clay or crushed rock. Means when the rocks are crushed, and this is a natural, so and can be used in dry season only. Now there is a difference. In this road it is very maintained. Also in cities, in all cities it is present, and in some 50% of villages it present. And what is the benefits of this? This is helpful. This can't broke any car and no any disturbance in these roads. But in this road, in unmetal roads, 1 minute. Unmetal road, in unmetal road there is that all when the monsoon season is there, it breaks it all full of that चिक्कल etc. So ये भर जाता है चिक्कल से. लेकिन ये रोड है जो नेशनल हाईवेज है और मेटल रोड से, they can't. They are made up of cement and organized roads. But there is another benefit, is that it is natural. It can't break any groundwater, it can't damage groundwater, but it damages groundwater, it reduces the level of groundwater. So by this, the metal roads and unmetal roads are, metal roads are harmful to environment, but unmetal roads can't. But metal roads are profitable to us, but unmetal roads can't. So I hope you will get the difference between metal roads and unmetal roads. These are the basis of material used. If you understand it, hit the like button, share with your friends, subscribe to my channel. Now there are road density. What is road density? It is also an example. Road density is a length of road per 100 square kilometer of area known as density of roads. Means there is 100 square kilometer road. And what is its length? This length is called road density. Distribution of road is not uniform in our country. Yes, density of all roads varies from 10 km in Jammu Kashmir to 375 km in Kerala, with the national average of 75. Means in our country there is not same. Means not uniform the road density. It varies from increasing order to decreasing, or decreasing order to increasing. Means in Jammu Kashmir, per 100 square kilometer the length is only 10 km, but in Kerala per 100 square kilometer The length is 375 kilometer. It's very crowded. So it is the disadvantage, and the road density distribution of road is not uniform in the country India. Now the problems faced during road transport. What are the problems facing during transport is road network is inadequate according to volume of traffic. Yes, traffic is more, then road density decreases. Half of roads are unmetalled, and this limits their usage during rainy season. Yes, half of the roads in rural areas are unmetalled, so it full of chickle, so muddy roads. So it is also a problem. Now third is what? National highways are inadequate too, because why? Because they can break the groundwater. Let's move ahead 1 minute. Now there is also another, the roadways are highly congested in cities. Means in cities there is many economy and very populated. So the roadways, means national roadways, are very congested, means not comfortable in cities. The most of the bridges and culverts are old and narrow. Yes, means the government didn't replace the culverts, bridges. Means for example, here is road and here is a bridge. If we can't replace the bridge by another bridge or another culverts, it whenever it floods, it always broke the roads, means always full the road. So it is there are 5 problems that faced by India by road transport. Now classification of roads. Classification. India roads are classified into 6 classes. Yes, there are 6 classes of classification of roads. First is golden quadrilateral super highways. Why it is golden quadrilateral? Because we know that India is like this. You know that. So golden quadrilateral, that means from Delhi to Mumbai, to where we can say Kanyakumari, and to Kanyakumari, Chennai to Kolkata, means Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, or Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai, Mumbai. You can say it is 9. So golden quadrilateral super highways, it is by 9, means national, what we can say, national highways accuracy innovation, or there is something golden quadrilateral highway linking. Yes, linking Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai, Mumbai. These are the most economical cities of India. First Delhi, means first Mumbai, Delhi, then Chennai, then Kolkata. North south, means north south, in north or to south, means from Srinagar in Jammu and Kashmir to Kanyakumari in Tamil Nadu. East-west corridor, that connecting Silchar in Assam, Silchar to Porbandar in Gujarat. So these are the north-south corridor of India and east-west corridor of India. So what we have learned in this, that the golden quadrilateral super highways, Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai, Mumbai, the north-south corridor and east-west corridor. Yes, now in next video we are going to learn railways and the pipelines. So the video ends until. If you like this session, share with your friends, hit the like button, comment the reviews, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Okay, bye. See you next session. Bye bye.